Hello, Leo. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Leo, this is going to be your July 2026 read. This will be for your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node placements. Crosswatcher, if you're here, welcome as well. So Leo, thank you. Quickly, we'll get through this and get to your read. Thank you to everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, commented, and hyped the readings. They definitely help, and I appreciate all your love and support for that. And of course, if they resonate, do one of the things, right? Let me know that they resonate for you. And personal reads are open and available. T-shirts, Path of Enlightenment, Zen as F. They are out and available as well. You can either email in the description box below, or you can join us over on Etsy through company named Feather and Bloom. My friend Carrie, she does our t-shirts for us here on the channel. So if you're interested, you can also go to her and you'll find our content, or not content, but our t-shirts over there with her, and check out her beautiful creations as well. And then Discord is open, and so are the channel memberships. So we'd love to have you in all four of those places, right? So with that being said, Leo, let's see what the hell's going on for you in the month of July. I hope you're doing well. I hope your summer, or winter, I guess, for some of you in the Southern Hemisphere, is treating you well. If you're here in the U.S. and I think in other parts of the world for summer, some of us are getting scorched to death. It's like 100 degrees here today. It's crazy. So, wild ride. A little bit of a wild ride. But Leo, a lot going on with you too. Let's jump into a little bit of the astrology before I get into the messages themselves from Spirit for the month. You have just moved into, or Jupiter has just moved into Leo. So there's that, right? The planet of abundance, hope, growth. I'm hearing birth. Just time to indulge, right? Time to feel all the things with Jupiter. We will also have the South Node on July 26th moving into your sign. We are moving into Leo season this month, right? On top of it all. And there's some other stuff going on with you guys as well. And I need to brush up on some of those things, just, to be honest with you. But there's a lot of you floating around too in a lot of the other signs readings. The energy of you and what Leo represents is showing up. Very bold, very in your face, very, we're ready to do some things, right? And of course, I think in August we will have in August we'll have the, is it in August? No, we'll have the new moon in Leo then. I got my days mixed up, my months. So we have to have that Cancer new moon too. So yeah, there's a lot happening, right? There's a lot happening, and you're a big key player in this, Leo. So we'll see how this pans out for you. So just a few things there. So all right, let's get to the cards. Let's see what's going on here. All right, Spirit, for the sign of Leo for July of 2026. Something about the stomach. So watch your stomach. Watch maybe acid, what you're eating. You might have a little bit of indigestion. Some of you could be working on the stomach area, gym-wise, like being muscular, that kind of thing. So the stomach seems to be something even sensual about the stomach area. Some of you, maybe that's like a turn-on kind of spot. I don't know, right? I don't know, Leo. I don't know what you're doing, but there's something about the belly, or this, I don't know, something about the stomach space. Okay, so just a heads up on that. All right, Spirit, for Leo, what do they need to know? What's going on in July? Clarify. You're going to get some answers about some things that, Spirit, you weren't expecting. You're finding out some things you weren't expecting, and some of this could pertain to money, foundations, resources, partnership. You are colliding, Spirit. Okay, here we go, Leo, some big energy. You are colliding with an old identity of self. So let's start with that. That's going to be a big deal for you. That's going to be a life-changing, game-changing difference within you that maybe you aren't expecting. But it's also, I do feel like you've got some support around you that, let me put it to you like this. Me being pregnant as I am, the birth canal, right? Like, very weird ride for everybody involved. But it's through that discomfort that peace is found, clarity is found, right? We get to the other side of something that we now understand something that we didn't before. Transformation, right? Things that are uncomfortable bring about change. and then we can see more clearly at that point. And I do feel like there's a birthing process, Leo. Maybe for some of you in your life, you know, you are having children this month, but there's a birthing process for you specifically that is happening as you are kind of like excuse me, stepping over this precipice or this threshold of a new life, a whole new adventure, a whole new thing that awaits you. And Vesta, hearth, again, tied to home, family, happiness, what fires burn for you, what desires there are. Root. I just, excuse me. I also just heard, was it Patti LaBelle, maybe? I've never felt love like this before. So there's something around that too, but it's almost like, I don't want to call it, it's not a denial of that love, but it's, wherever you may have struggled with emotions, maybe, Leo, I feel like there's this hesitancy. There's a lot of blue, so throat chakra energy, water, emotions as well, where you're kind of being pushed to immerse into an emotional state that feels cold to you. Why does it feel cold, Spirit? That's where I'm kind of like getting caught here in this, going, what does that mean? What is this blue, and what does that mean, Spirit, for Leo, that it's a bit cold? It's the Hangman. You don't know what to do with it. Don't know what to do with it. What is that? Everything has been kind of like, it's kind of funny. When nothing is moving, you know what to expect. When everything starts moving, you don't know what to do. 3 of Wands. So it's kind of like looking off into the distance, and I mean, you have 2 cards of waiting. I think you've waited for a long time on something, for clarity, waited for answers, waited for decisions. Queen of Wands. You could have somebody, and it could be you, Leo. Wheel of Fortune. But it's sitting on, she has sat on her throne for a long time, you know, and maybe everything was cold, right, for a long time. Maybe nothing was moving, everything was frozen. Tell me more about this blue here, Spirit. 7 of Wands. For a while, Leo, things may have felt like, again, there's more blue. There's so much blue. Being told no, something around no, having these very stiff boundaries, 10 of Cups, and going, no, not like this, not under these circumstances, not this way. Just a lot of no. But that's changing. There, 3 of Cups, like that's all beginning to shift. Tell me about this, the river. The river. Wasn't there a song called The River? Where is Leo's energy in the month of July? The crone. The unseen. Leo, it's kind of like Mother. There's a part of life that you're starting to see, that's becoming clearer to you in relation potentially to mother figures in your life. The crone and the mother maiden, the crone, and you have everybody but the maiden here. They tend to they both nestle something in their hands. The crow could be of significance to you. The mother at the bottom, there is a promise, pennies, wheat pennies too. So pennies from heaven. You're getting information from heaven. You're getting messages by ways of birds, and pay attention to the gem. You've got something amazing coming in. The vision. In the ocean, there's more water for you as well. You know, this is almost, the way I'm seeing this, Leo, it's a very different energy for you than I'm used to seeing. Is like everything coming full circle. Things you didn't necessarily think would ever happen coming to be. Seeing the long-term vision. 35 could have been a specific number for you, or is a specific number for you in regards to something, as is 13 is also that of Scorpio, the crone. It's all the majors. arcanas that we could have sitting here. But there's something that is beautifully harvested as a result. And the vision, I think it's funny, the vision also has the penny on it, just like the crone does. So somebody is bringing something to life in creation, some wisdom, some knowledge. You've got a couple people sitting there with some wisdom that I think might end up taking you by surprise in ways that you did not expect. And the blue is talking about, I feel like, I don't want to call it, they're not missed opportunities here, Leo, but what they turn into is something that you may look back and go, how didn't I see this before? Don't have any sort of regrets around anything at all, okay? Like that's not what this month is to bring for you. It's meant to show you now what you do moving forward, okay? There's been part of the waiting, Hangman, could have been you doing it to yourself. Pisces energy, again, blue being there, but red, it's kind of funny. I'm seeing the like a stop and go sort of energy between the red and the blue. You know, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? It's kind of like, when can we actually progress? When can we actually move forward? And I do think that there are parts of some type of, it's not even a wound. It's just something that you've come into this world to begin to understand around feminine energy, whether it's your feminine energy, your mother's feminine energy, your spouse, whatever this is, how vision can be built together. Leo, I think by November of this year specifically, nothing in your life is going to look the same. Like everything that you thought you knew you'd be is just completely, like, I don't want to say, like, Spirit's like, wipe the slate clean. Like if you had the dry erase board and you were drawing your life's plans out on it at 15, 13 years old, just scratch them all. Because life is getting ready to take you by storm in ways that you never imagined. Part of that Leo energy is to be seen, is to be heard, to be visioned, you know, allowing people to see your natural gifts, your talents, who you are, what you stand for. And Leo, if you have sat in the background in any of these, in any way, it's not going to be that way for much longer. So get used to the spotlight because it's coming. Expect yourself, you may find in July, life gets a bit more social than you're used to. More reasons to celebrate. 3 of Cups, the Death card, transformation. There's a 13, so 13, the 13th of this month could be very specific for you as well. But there's a cause for celebration. And I think sometimes the heat of that feels like a lot of pressure, even though you're very charismatic, very you. Call it all the peopling. Could be a little overwhelming for you in the month of July, because it's kind of like you're on demand, at demand in different ways. Let's see, for Leo this month. Straight, literally, mirror, like you, something. I want to, Spirit is like with the mirror, take your plans and scrap them. Take the plans that you had and scrap them, because your life is going to look different. Independent, like I feel like there is this need internally for you, Leo, as you have operated under a system, a job, a place, a person, a mentality, a mindset, whatever this is, conditioning that is giving you freedom all of a sudden to do things very differently. And to you, it's like, it would be like someone who's never been in a church walking into a church one day and going, so what do we do now that we're here? Or, you know, I've never believed in this, so what are we doing? Like, it almost feels like, I don't want to call it a 3-ring circus, but it's like you're walking into some other world. I feel like specifically these are 3 particular areas of life. So this could be home and family, this could be work, this could be friends, you know, just as an example. But this is changing everything in your life, and it almost feels, I'll say, taboo. It feels very like underworld, very different. Like this isn't where I go. It's like, you know, someone who listens to hard rock music all the time, and then all of a sudden they're taken to a country concert. Whoa, way out of my genre, right? Like, what is happening? you might not know who you are in a year. Okay? And I say that, laughing, because that old version of you, it's not needed. It's been self-protecting. It's been defensive. Spirit, sometimes it's been just to save face. But not anymore. This all changes moving forward, Leo. And this month is like the catalyst month for those changes to happen. All right, so let's see. What else, Spirit? Single in the reverse with commitment. And then third party. So you've got other things. If there's like an overall influence of something, someone from the past, intuition, in the shadow side that sits there, and it's not so much the past in itself as it has been the experiences that have shaped the third, I'm going to call it third party opinion. So, this is like people who will tell you, I would never do, give me a second. Okay, Leo, so sorry. I had a Leo in the kitchen. Actually, I was like, you gotta go. You're making ruckus. I can hear you. Anyhow, so what I was saying is, goodness gracious, this is like a mentality of, I'll use another example. A lot of men, as an example, would not maybe get married. They're like, I've had friends, I've worked with guys, they've had horror stories about divorce, so I would never do that thing because it always ends up badly. There's something here that's being shown back to you, and it could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be romantic or anything like that. But all the reasons you haven't done it, there's a reason to do it now, whatever that means for you. There is a reason. The reason is looming. The reason is there. It's going to change your entire mindset around. It's almost like the wheels. Leo, I'm going to make this clear. The wheels for whatever this is, they're already in motion. They've probably been in motion potentially the last 2 years. This is, talk about a slow burn or a slow build up. Like, this has been a long time coming. And it's like year number 3, which I feel like is what you're running, say whatever reason, like you're running into is like, this is where we celebrate. Like, celebrate good times. Like, good things are coming here, Leo. But I think that the crazy part of it too, for you, is the personal transformation of how this changes you. So some of you are going to lean into this. Some of you are going to fight this. Some of you are going to feel some kind of way about it. How do you embrace that? How do you embrace this magnificent change that is happening to your benefit, whether you know it or not? It really is a spiritual awakening, Leo, that you're going through, and it's got to do with you. But it's the outside. I've talked to all the other sides too, and I may have said this to you in the past this year. This year is like, you can't do it alone anymore. Whatever comes next in life, it's not a loner's gig. You're going to see that all the work that you've been putting into yourself is for the greater good of everybody. We're all going to go through awakenings in different ways. And Leo, your biggest one yet is here as you move into the South Node. It's huge. It makes a major splash. It makes a major impact for you. There's no getting away from it. And I think you know this. I think you know that things have been changing. I think you're able to look back to in some ways and understand some of the negative things that have happened, or the difficulties that you've had, or things that you're like, maybe you had your ass reamed out for, or people told you about yourself, or whatever it might be, has been a reflection of that shadow side of you that you didn't really want to have to address. And not that it's the worst case scenario, but I feel like it's been fear-based. Okay, so this mirror to strength. There, literally, there you are. There's the lion. Look at you showing up in your own read. Strength. And it says, you are stronger than you realize. Though the times may be tough, remember that you have the courage and resilience to get through it. Your inner strength will help you overcome all obstacles. And I think that's kind of what you're leaning back into in marriage. These are your commitments as well. The answer to your question is yes. Have you been hesitant about a decision? The universe is giving you a clear sign to move forward. Trust this path. And I'm going to tell you, it is the path, Leo, of least resistance. And it's funny because You have marriage here. You also have commitment here and single in the reverse. There has been, again, I'm going to say it again and again and again, an idea around, you could even just have somebody in your ear going, Leo, I wouldn't do that if I were you, but what about this? But what about that? And it's like something else here is also showing you, even if you are fearful or hesitant or whatever, that whatever this investment is, whatever this commitment is worth its weight in gold. You might not know what it looks like, might not be super I don't want to say not excited, but super over the top, like zealous about whatever it is. But you also know that it's time. It's like, you know, what was the guy's name? I can't think of his name. I can see his face in The Lion King, the narrator, and he's like, "It is Simba. It's time, right? Like it's time." And it's funny, Leo. Excuse me. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8. 8 lions sitting here. I'm going to show them to you, right? There's this lion right there. The little kid drew it, right? Very cool. You've got the 4 lions plus a kitty on the Queen of Wands. You see the lions above her head and the lion pillars beside her. Wheat pennies, 2 wheat pennies, by the way. You've got the Leo card here. Those get shuffled out to determine who's next. There's the lion. And then the first tarot card that I designed, or oracle, whatever you want to call it, they're based on lions. There you go. Your inner lion, your little lion, Leo, is coming to call. Okay? All right, let's clarify. The Strength card for Leo in the month of July, please, Spirit. Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Leo, I'm going to call it an identity crisis here from the past. There's this fear of what if I fall short? What if I fail? What if it's almost like boxing up your things and putting them in storage, going, what have I done? Like, why am I doing this? Am I making the right decision? Should I move? Should I change? Should I be? Should I stay? Should I go? 7 of Cups in the reverse, the Justice card. Like, this all balances itself out by nurturing and caring for it, by loving it, by being stable in it. What is this 3 of Swords for Leo? 3 of Wands. There's 3 of Wands. There's a distant, there's the Strength card again. Yet another lion. Do you genuinely give yourself credit for how far you've come? There's also a fear, if I lean so much into this, this also means, I'm hearing from Spirit that it owns you. And I'm going to tell you, nothing here owns you unless you give it the power to own you. But there's a power struggle in that says, I can get hurt. 9 of Swords. 3 of Swords. Something else outside of me has the ability to create some misery that I have already boxed up and put away. The Queen of Wands, listen, you've got somebody in your energy. The Queen of Wands, male, female, it doesn't matter. Page of Wands could be a child judgment. This Queen of Wands, who is this Queen of Wands to Leo? The passage forward. The right of way. To show you that lions, like, there's a fierceness to the lion, but there's also a softer side. You see those 2 sphinxes, basically, but they're like wolves in this. They're like softer, calmer dogs, basically. The Chariot. They're here to show you 3 of Cups, again, repeating cards again and again and again. They're here to show you love. They're here to show you compassionate way. They're here to show you what 10 of Pentacles, again, repeat card. Queen of Cups, again, repeat card. What celebration is. What excitement about life is. What emotion feels like. And there's a fear. There's a big fear. What's that fear about here? Ace of Cups. Love. And the Hangman again. I'm going to put it like this. You've already been hung out to dry before. You don't want to do it a fear around a job, changing jobs, or being in a job, or moving into a position of power. This could be in a relationship. This could be as an authority figure, right? Emperor energy. It could be lots of things, Leo. But there is a fear, and whatever is changing in your life right now is saying, you were at one point fearless, the fool. You took the risk. You probably got burned. Most of us do. That's part of learning, right? It's part of learning. It prepared you for where you are now. And now here's this repeat, opportunity, or so your perception of it says this repeats somehow. And I'm going to get hurt again. I don't think that could be further from the truth. I don't think you realize that you actually get to call the shots. But in the same breath, there is something that you commit yourself to that makes you feel like your hands are tied, that you don't have a final say. Marriage. Some of you could be, I mean, truly looking at the idea of marriage. There could be, I'm hearing third-party implications. You could be waiting for somebody to get divorced, free themselves up, for something, some third-party aspect to happen. And this doesn't even mean that it has to be, like nothing like cheating or anything like that, but so much as, I tell everybody, third party is any type of outside interference that doesn't pertain to the two parties that are the main characters, right, in this situation. So if this is a business, maybe you're waiting for a business to make a decision, but they can't make a decision until X, Y, and Z happens elsewhere. So that becomes the third party to your situation with that specific business, right? So it's anything outside of that. So this, again, could be work related. This could be love, family, whatever related, but there is like waiting for something to happen, this third party energy to happen, so that you can step into that. Okay, the number 3 is specific. If I could talk specific in this as well. So for Leo, please, Spirit. Soul happy rekindle connection and reflection. Letters A and E could be specific. Something about a yellow door could be specific. Your soul is longing to reconnect with something or someone. Have you drifted away from meaningful connection? Take the initiative to rekindle this relationship or experience, as it may bring you deep joy. And then reflection brings deep insight. Have you been avoiding self-reflection? Take time to sit with your thoughts and feelings. Your inner world holds the answers that you seek. Leo, it's time to let go of whatever fear-based position that you've had, or the fear-mongering that you may have gotten from somebody else going, I would never do that again. They had a bad experience. They've been jaded. Okay, fine. Maybe you've been jaded. Okay, maybe fine. Who hasn't been? But does that become the thing that dictates your entire life? You've really got to ask yourself that question here, okay? Tell me more about the soul happy rekindled connection, please. I just heard I remember what it was like. As I said, 6 of Cups rolls out. Knight of Swords, and how much it hurt, how angry it was, how frustrating of a situation it was. There's the Strength card again. Leo, seriously, look at that. You had to learn, I think part of the lesson was before you were real quick to jump into things without thinking about them. Maybe you didn't lurk, oh my God, look, you just trusted, and now it's almost like you got to lurk around forever to make sure, like, is this what's going to happen? Can I trust this? Do I know that I'm okay? Do I know that I'm safe? Leo, whatever lessons you've learned in the past, and the Sun, you are so all over this reading. Your energy is crazy. 6 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords. There is just this fear of what if. The fear of what if. And Leo, I don't think there's zero fucking reason for you to be in a what if category on whatever this is. Tell me about this third party. It's a constant fear of like needing to protect oneself. The 7 of Swords, like maybe trying to get away with something, or you thought they would. Wheel of Fortune sideways, the Knight of Cups. And I'm hearing tonics. If you could only see the way she loves me, then maybe you would understand why I feel this way around our love and what I must do. I'm also going to tell you with that note, you do not need to justify to anybody why you've changed your mind about something either. Like if you said, hey, I would never become a doctor, and then all of a sudden, at 40 years old, you decide to go back to school to be a doctor. You don't owe anybody an explanation for that. I think your change in lifestyle, in decisions, work, whatever it might be, it's going to surprise a lot of people over the next year. How much you've become different. It's like, boy, we never thought you'd be that way. And I don't feel like it's a bad thing. It's just not who people identify you as. And that's okay. It's like, where did this entrepreneurial person come from? Where did this go-getter come from? And it's not that you guys aren't go-getters, but sometimes you do kind of stifle yourself from being your best version. So it's interesting to see how this dynamic shifts you into a new future vision of what life could look like. 3113. The Sun and the Strength with the Six of Pentacles, please, Spirit. Knight of Cups, literally, can we say repeat cards? There's the Knight of Wands again, too, showing itself. Like you're ready to go towards something, to a place you've never been before. And it's funny because in your mind, you've been there and you've had to walk away from it. And it's like, well, how do I change my mind and go towards it? It feels like an energy, Leo, or an idea. Excuse me. An energy or an idea. And it's like, okay, well, how do I turn around and go back towards it then? Wheel of Fortune and third party, please, Spirit. Five of Wands. There's an internal conflict around this for you. Knight of Wands again. Give me one more on that Five of Wands. This competition, conflict. Six of Swords. Strength card again, Leo. Honest to God. Ten of Swords. You've got something or someone, that feminine energy showing up again, who is soothing wounds in you. It can be male, female, it doesn't matter, them, they. But you've got somebody here soothing those wounds, loving those wounds, carrying those wounds, reassuring you that they have you. The 10 versions of a lion you've had to be that has been fierce and protective. Spirit, can you just drop your guard this time? You've never been more safe than you are in the arms of this particular angel that has come into your life. Whether this is a person, a belief, your guides, you are safe. You are safe, finally, in this. And July is a month that it is going to be that catalyst for all of the changes that have ever needed to happen for you. It has all led up to this month. And I will tell you, again, Aquarius in the North Node, Leo in the South Node. In 18 months, you're going to find a new version of you. And it's starting right away. The North and the South Node are not playing with you. They're not giving you time to adjust. They're going, here it is. We've already been working on this for a while. Probably since Aquarius started its weeble wobble in Pluto. It's ready for you. Aquarius energy is a catalyst for you. So get ready, Leo, because nothing about this world is going to look the same. This is your spiritual awakening. Prepare. Because July is just a tip of the iceberg. Just a taste of what is to come. It's huge. I'm sending you all so much love. I'm leaving it there. Happy 4th of July weekend, 34-34-77 on the clock. Drop those defenses. Personal reads are open and available if you want to dive deeper. email, description box below. Sending you all so much love. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.